Listen closely while everyone's planting the same tired tomatoes and zucchinis. There's a quiet revolution happening on small farms right now. People are pulling in serious money from crops most folks scroll right past at the farmer's market. I'm talking about plants that laugh in the face of expensive acreage and turn tiny spaces into actual profit centers. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal will completely flip your idea of what valuable really means in a garden. Welcome back to Earthly Gardening, friends. If you're new here, this is where we dig into the real tactics that turn dirt into dollars without emptying your wallet. No fancy equipment, no trust fund required, just honest-to-goodness growing wisdom that actually works. To my returning viewers, you already know we don't do fluff here. So let's jump straight into something big. Before we get our hands dirty, do me a quick favor, tap that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Why? Because the strategies we share here aren't the recycled basics you'll find everywhere else. We're building a community of growers who think differently, and I don't want you missing out on what's coming next. Alright, let's talk about money crops. Here's the thing nobody tells you about profitable farming. Size is a terrible measuring stick. I've watched people with half an acre outperform operations 10 times their scale, and it all comes down to one simple truth. You're not selling space, you're selling value. The crops I'm about to walk you through, they're specifically chosen because they pack maximum returns into minimal square footage, they've got hungry markets waiting for them, and most importantly, they don't require you to mortgage your future to get started. These aren't gambles, they're calculated plays that smart growers are already banking on. Crop 1, microgreens. Let's kick this off with microgreens, and before you think, oh, I've heard this before, hear me out. These tiny powerhouses are generating up to $50 per tray, and you can harvest them in just 10 to 14 days. But here's the angle most people miss. Restaurants and health-conscious consumers aren't just buying greens, they're buying convenience and consistency. While your neighbor's lettuce takes 8 weeks to mature, you've already completed 4 harvest cycles. The startup cost? Trays, seeds, and a grow light setup you can assemble for under $200. Stack your trays vertically, and suddenly that tiny corner in your basement becomes a production line. The real secret? Focus on specialty varieties like radish, sunflower shoots, and pea tendrils. These command premium prices because most growers stick to basic options. Crop 2, gourmet mushrooms. Now let's talk about gourmet mushrooms, specifically oyster and shiitake varieties. This is where things get interesting because you're not even using soil. These beauties grow on sterilized sawdust or straw blocks, which means you can produce them in a shed, garage, or even a climate-controlled closet. The profit margin here is wild. A single mushroom block costing about $5 to produce can yield 3 to 4 pounds of mushrooms that sell for $12 to $16 per pound at farmers markets. Do the math on that. Plus, mushrooms fruit multiple times from the same block, so you're essentially printing money from wood chips. The demand from farm-to-table restaurants is absolutely exploding right now, and most areas are seriously underserved. Crop 3, specialty garlic. Here's one that'll surprise you. Specialty garlic varieties. Not your standard grocery store bulbs, I'm talking about hardneck varieties with names like Music, German Extra Hardy, or Chestnut Red. These gourmet cultivars sell for $8 to $15 per pound compared to the $2 to $3 you'd get for regular garlic. Plant them in fall, harvest them in summer, and you've got a crop that stores beautifully for months. But the real money move? Save your biggest bulbs and sell them as seed garlic to other growers for $20 to $30 per pound. You're creating 2 revenue streams from one planting. The beauty here is that garlic practically grows itself with minimal pest pressure, low water needs, and it actually improves your soil for the next crop. Crop 4, culinary herbs. Moving into culinary herbs, but we're not talking about boring basil here. Focus on high-value perennials like French tarragon, lemon verbena, and fresh bay laurel. These plants keep producing year after year, and chefs will pay premium prices because fresh availability is inconsistent. A single tarragon plant can yield $40 to $60 worth of cuttings per season, and once established, they require almost zero maintenance. The clever play? Sell fresh bundles to restaurants during growing season, then offer dried versions during winter months. You're essentially extending one crop into 12 months of income. Start with just 20 to 30 plants of mixed varieties, and you've got yourself a solid herb business that doesn't demand constant replanting. Crop 5. Cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes deserve a spot here, but not for the reasons you think. Everyone grows tomatoes, sure, but most people grow the wrong ones for profit. Cherry and grape varieties produce continuously throughout the season, unlike larger slicing tomatoes that come in waves. Varieties like Sungold or Black Cherry can generate 10 to 20 pounds per plant over a growing season. At $4 to $6 per pint at farmers markets, you're looking at serious returns. The secret sauce? Grow them vertically using string trellising systems that let you pack more plants per square foot. One 100-foot row can potentially gross $2,000 to $3,000 in a season. Plus, these varieties are candy sweet, which creates repeat customers who'll seek you out specifically. Quick pause if you're getting value from this. Smash that like button and drop a comment telling me which crop you're most excited to try. Seriously, I read every single comment, and your feedback shapes what we cover next. Are you team mushrooms or team garlic? Let me know down below. Now, let's keep this momentum going because the next few crops are where things get really interesting. Crop 6. Salad mix. Salad mix is pure genius for small-scale operations. Instead of growing full-head lettuces that take up space and time, you're harvesting baby leaves at 3 to 4 weeks and selling them as premium mesclun blends. The profit density is absurd. You can grow $500 worth of salad greens in a 100-square-foot bed. But here's the edge. Create your own signature blend with unusual additions like Mizuna, Tatsoi, or Claytonia. Give it a catchy name, bag it nicely, and suddenly you're not just another lettuce grower, you're a brand. Succession plant every 2 weeks, and you've got continuous harvest from spring through fall. The restaurant market for locally grown, pre-washed mixes is huge because they're paying for labor savings as much as the greens themselves. Crop 7. Hot peppers. Hot peppers are the quiet overachievers of the profit world. While everyone's focused on bells, you're over here growing habaneros, ghost peppers, and specialty varieties that command $8 to $12 per pound. A single pepper plant can produce 50 to 100 peppers in a season, and they just keep coming. But don't just sell fresh. This is where you get creative. Make hot sauces, sell dried flakes, or offer pepper jellies. You're taking a $3 production cost per plant and turning it into $50 to $100 of diversified products. The hot sauce market alone is valued in the billions and growing every year. Start small with 25 to 50 plants of varied heat levels. Test your local market's tolerance. Then scale up what sells. The shelf life on dried products means you're not racing against spoilage either. Crop 8. Ginger and turmeric. Now we're getting into territory most growers completely ignore. Ginger and turmeric. These tropical roots can absolutely thrive in containers or high tunnels, even in cooler climates. Fresh ginger retails for $8 to $15 per pound, and turmeric is even higher because truly fresh turmeric is almost impossible to find in regular stores. You plant rhizomes in spring, harvest in fall, and what you don't sell, you save as seed stock for next year at zero cost. The health food market is ravenous for locally grown, organic versions of these roots. A 4x8 raised bed can yield 40 to 60 pounds of ginger, which translates to $400 to $700 in sales. The bonus? Both plants have gorgeous foliage, so you can market them as ornamentals during the growing season too. Crop 9. Edible flowers. Edible flowers are the definition of high-value, low-space crops. We're talking nasturtiums, pansies, borage, and calendula flowers that restaurants use for garnishes and home cooks use to elevate their plating. These sell for $10 to $20 per ounce, which might sound small until you realize an ounce is about one small container. A 50-square-foot bed of mixed edible flowers can generate $800 to $1,200 per season with multiple cuttings. The magic here is to package them in clear containers where their beauty is visible, and they practically sell themselves. Upscale restaurants, wedding caterers, and boutique bakeries are your target markets. Many flowers are also incredibly easy to grow from seed, giving you minimal input costs for maximum visual and financial impact. Crop 10. Asian greens. Asian greens like bok choy, mizuna, and kametsuna are criminally underutilized in most gardens. These fast-growing vegetables mature in 30 to 45 days and thrive in cooler weather, giving you profitable production in spring and fall when other crops struggle. The ethnic food market is booming, and these greens often sell for $3 to $5 per bunch. But here's the play most people miss. Baby versions of these greens command even higher prices and harvest even faster. You can succession plant weekly and have continuous income. They're also incredibly pest-resistant compared to traditional greens, which means less loss and more profit. A simple 10 by 20 bed rotation can keep you in consistent sales for 8 months of the year. Crop 11. Specialty potatoes. Specialty potatoes might sound boring until you see the numbers. We're not talking russets here. Think fingerlings, purple varieties, or unique cultivars like rose fin apple or Russian banana. These sell for $4 to $6 per pound compared to $1 to $2 for standard potatoes. Plant them once, harvest them over several weeks, and they store for months without refrigeration. A 100 square foot bed can yield 100 to 150 pounds of potatoes, which translates to $400 to $900 depending on variety and market. The restaurant market loves them for their visual appeal, and farmers market customers can't resist the novelty. Plus, you can save your own seed potatoes each year, eliminating ongoing seed costs. It's old-school farming with new-school profit margins. Crop 12. Cut flowers. Cut flowers deserve serious consideration because the markup is phenomenal. Zinnias, sunflowers, dahlias, and lisianthus can generate $1 to $3 per stem, and a single plant produces dozens of stems over the season. A 500 square foot cutting garden can gross $3,000 to $5,000 with the right varieties and succession planting. The key is focusing on flowers with good vase life and unique colors that aren't available in grocery stores. Think coral charm peonies, cafe au lait dahlias, or chocolate cosmos varieties with names that tell stories. Sell direct to consumers through bouquet subscriptions, supply local florists, or set up at farmers markets. The emotional connection people have with flowers means they'll pay premium prices without hesitation. Crop 13. Heirloom beans. Heirloom beans are the sleeper hit of profitable crops. Varieties like dragon tongue, purple peacock, or rattlesnake beans sell for $6 to $10 per pound dried, and they're absurdly easy to grow. Plant them, let them climb, harvest when dry, and store them indefinitely. A 100-foot row can yield 30 to 50 pounds of dried beans with virtually zero maintenance once established. But the real opportunity? Save seeds and sell them to other gardeners for $4 to $6 per packet. You're creating a self-perpetuating income stream. The home cooking and slow food movements have reignited interest in rare bean varieties, and people will actively seek out unusual types they can't find commercially. It's passive income that requires minimal intervention. Crop 14. Saffron crocus. Now for something truly unconventional. Saffron crocus. Yes, actual saffron, the world's most expensive spice at $5,000 to $10,000 per pound. Before you panic, hear this, you don't need a pound to make money. Even a quarter ounce sells for $50 to $80, and you can harvest that from about 100 to 150 flowers. Plant the corms in late summer, they bloom in fall, you harvest the red stigmas, dry them, and package them. The corms multiply naturally, so your initial investment keeps growing. A 100 square foot bed can produce $500 to $800 worth of saffron annually, and it requires almost zero maintenance. The luxury food market, specialty spice shops, and serious home cooks will pay premium prices for locally grown, fresh saffron. Crop 15. Specialty squash. Finally, let's talk about specialty squash and gourds. Forget about standard zucchini that sells for pennies. We're talking about varieties like patty pan, delicata, or unusual gourds like loofah and bottle gourds. These unique shapes and colors sell for $2 to $4 per pound, and a single plant can produce 20 to 40 pounds. But here's where you really win. Ornamental gourds for fall decoration sell for $3 to $8 each, and they grow with virtually no input. Plant them in May, harvest in September, cure them, and sell them through Thanksgiving. A 50-foot row can generate $400 to $600 with minimal effort. The autumn decoration market is massive, and people will pay ridiculous prices for pretty gourds that cost you almost nothing to produce. Look, the difference between a hobby garden and a profitable operation isn't necessarily to scale its strategy. Every single crop I've covered today has proven itself in real-world markets, producing real income for growers who started exactly where you are right now. The beautiful part? You don't need to tackle all 15 at once. Pick 2 or 3 that excite you, that match your climate and available space, and test them this season. Learn their quirks, understand your local market, then expand from there. This is how you build sustainable income without drowning in overwhelm or upfront costs. If this video opened your eyes to what's actually possible, do me a favor and subscribe to Earthly Gardening so you don't miss the deep dives we're doing on each of these crops. Hit that like button to tell YouTube more people need to see this information. And drop a comment telling me which crop you're starting with. I'm genuinely curious what resonates with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one where we dig even deeper. Now get out there and turn that dirt into dollars.